to lie down on your back, and then touching the soles of the feet together, if that suits you. So bending the knees, soles of the feet together, Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined bound angle pose. Now, if this is a little bit too much for you, and you do have blocks or books or anything that you might use as your helper, it could be lovely to just pop them under the knees or under the legs in general, like so that the legs feel a little bit supported, but that you still get quite an opening into the hips. So not essential, and lying down while you do so. So once you're lying down on your back, soles of the feet are touching, you could this morning choose to bring your hands onto your tummy. Now, if that doesn't feel right, arms apart and open is perfectly fine too. Make sure that the neck is long, and if you feel like rolling your head gently from side to side, do that for a few times. If you prefer your feet on the ground after a little while, it's okay to change position too. Most of you know that now that we're practicing from home, choose a cart to go with the class. Now the cart for today is taken from the Secret Language of Color cards. And the color that came up is purple. Purple stands for develop mental clarity. It says further, purple helps with eyesight, hearing, and bringing back a sense of smell. It assists to clear mental complexes, release negativity and inflammation. It can aid with rheumatism, pain, and the healing of bones. Purple creates a connection between your mind, body, and soul, and brings positivity and success. What a beautiful color to use in a physical yoga practice, bringing together and in connection mind, body, and soul. And of course, the other aspects of it might be useful too. So you might bring the color purple to your mind while you're resting there, allowing maybe the purple to be most present as you visualize. Purple could fill your whole body. Where to take it from? Maybe you could visualize to breathe it in and spread it out into the body as you're exhaling. It could be a good opportunity now to deepen your breathing. As you breathe more deeply in and out of your nose, taking in purple on the inhalation and spreading it out into the body on your exhalation. As you stay with this color and a deeper way of breathing, you could also choose to find full yogic breaths, breathing into belly, lower ribs, into your collarbone. If any of you usually practice Ujjayi technique, please go along with that too. It's not important or not essential for the practice, just a lovely addition if you choose it. Breathing in from belly, ribs to collarbones as you fill yourself with the color purple. And breathing out from belly to ribs to collarbones to spread the color purple into the whole of the body. Fill yourself up with this color and this breath for another few rounds, allowing the breath to be full, calm, maybe even balanced in and out breath. If it is available to you, doesn't cause any pain in your back, I suggest to slide one leg out after the other, just from the position that you're in. Just sliding one out and then the other. Finding your legs long, as you might turn the legs inwards, touching your big toes together. Keep the breath flowing as you breathe in, turn your toes actively outwards. And as you're breathing out, rolling the toes actively inwards. Do that once more, just rolling your legs. And maybe using this opportunity to stretch a little bit into the feet. As you next roll your feet outwards, let your arms reach up and over the head. And as you turn your toes inwards, keep reaching up. And when you're next breathing out, just let your legs relax and bring your arms down by your sides. Hugging now your right knee in towards the chest. Give it a good squeeze in towards you. As you inhale, let it slightly go. Keep holding on. And when you're breathing out, turn the leg a little. Maybe squeeze it more towards your shoulder now. As you breathe in, soften the grip again. And when breathing out, maybe bring it more in towards the center of the chest. Just have a play here. One more breath like this. Inhaling, release slightly. And as you're breathing out, hug the knee in towards you. I'd ask you to only leave your left hand on this knee. Let your right arm fall out to the side. And when breathing out, make this a movement. Guide your knee a little bit across the body, not to the full twist. Inhale, let your pelvis rock back onto the ground. Knee come back over the chest. When breathing out, go back towards a twist. Now stay with this movement for 3 more breaths. It's like a rocking in and out of the twist. You could choose at the end of this rocking to stay with the twist, and it does not matter, does the knee or the foot touch the floor? Wherever you're at is perfectly fine. And once you are in there to hold, you might even choose to turn the head. Even not important in which direction that might go. Once you found your pose, breathe again. Breathe in deeply, breathe out fully. As you let your knee come back in towards the center, extend the right leg upwards. Take a hold somewhere behind the leg where it's still comfortable and at reach. Flex the foot. Really extend out into the leg if possible while holding on. If you can't while holding on, let go of the hold and push out through the heel of the foot. Point the foot now, stretch up into your toes. And then in whichever position of the foot feels best for you, see if you can draw the straight leg in a little bit towards your body. Take a deep breath. And then keep your foot off, flex it now. And as you're breathing out, try to slowly lower this straight leg down towards the mat. Please use inner strength to support your lower back If this is painful, do bend your knee and lower the foot slowly down towards the floor. Once you have released your legs, open your arms, Shavasana pose. As you take a next inhalation quite deeply, and with your out breath now hugging your left knee in towards the chest. Let go slightly, hold it, but let go a little, and then the next out breath, maybe hugging this knee up towards the shoulder, so turning it slightly outwards. As you breathe in, a gentle release, and then maybe turning the knee inwards towards the center of the chest. Notice the sensations as they might change. Inhaling, slightly release again, and then hug back in deeply towards the center of the chest. As you keep your right hand on your knee, let your left arm fall out towards the sides. And the same as we did before, on the exhalation, guide your knee across the body, not to push it into the twist, just to keep it moving. Inhaling, let your pelvis land again, knee back facing upwards. Exhaling, guide it back into the twist. Inhaling, pelvis is landing. Exhaling, bringing the knee across. Stay with this action for 2 more breaths. And at the end, you can choose to stay in the twist. And once you've reached your twist, and again, it's not important how far can you twist. Choose if you want to turn your head, same side, opposite side, whatever feels right this morning. Hold your twist and breathe again. As you release your knee back into the center, now let's extend the leg up towards the ceiling. If it is possible, take a hold behind the leg while flexing the foot and pushing the heel upwards to straighten. You can't hold on, that's fine too. Just extend deeply into the heel, and with that the leg straightens out. Then point the foot. And now reach up high into the toes. Notice the length coming in through the front of the foot into the shin. And then in your chosen position, pointed or flexed, see if you can draw the leg in a little bit closer towards you and breathing out. We will let go of the leg now. Maybe keep the foot in flexion or flex it if it was pointed. Engage your core and use an out breath to slowly lower the leg down. Preferably straight. If that causes problems in your back, bend your knee and still move slowly down towards the ground. Finding a rest as you might open your arms, deep breathing. I invite you from there to bend your knees, to roll over onto your preferred or chocolate side, and roll over. And as you roll over, you'll push yourself up to an all-four stance. So finding a way onto your hands and your knees. As you come to stand here, spread out your hands. They're underneath the shoulders, the wrists just slightly forward from there. Your knees are coming at about hip distance apart. Now I prefer my feet flat on the ground to move. Please make a choice for yourself. For a cat and cow movement, soften your elbows, breathe in, lift your tail and your gaze. And then breathing out, rounding into your back. Inhaling through the nose as you soften elbows, lifting tail and gaze. Breath might come out of the mouth as you're rounding your back. Do so once more. Then find a neutral spine and breathe in to lift the right arm and open your gaze. And then breathing out, stretch your right arm underneath, threading the needle. As you inhale, lift your arm again. We're not staying there, we're keeping everything flowing and moving. And as you breathe out, reach it underneath. Inhaling, lifting the arm. Exhaling to reach through. Breathe in, lift your arm once again. This time landed back down as you're breathing out. Inhale, soften your elbows, lifting tail and gaze. Breathe out into the cat, rounding your back. Do that one more time, breathing in, lifting tail, gaze, soft elbows. Breathing out into the cat. Neutralize the spine now as you're inhaling. And lift your left arm up. And as breathing out, thread the needle again, reach underneath the body. Inhaling, lifting the left arm. Exhaling, reach it through. Once more, breathe in. And exhale to reach through. As you inhale, lift the arm again. And on your out breath, landing your hand down onto the ground. Soften your elbows, lifting tail and gaze. As you exhale, round into the cat. As you inhale, slide your hands towards the front of the mat now. And when you're exhaling, lower your chest and head towards the floor. Anahadasana, heart opener. While you breathe in now, move your body forwards. Lean your hips towards your hands, like a kneeling plank. As you're breathing out, stretch the hips back up, returning into Anahadasana. Again, keep this flowing. Breathing in, move forwards. Lean even your hips in if that feels all right for your back. And when you're breathing out, sit back towards Anahadasana. Only once more, breathe in, move forwards, finding your kneeling plank. And when you're breathing out, bend your elbows and lower down onto the mat. Find a cobra, breathing in, lifting head, chest, maybe your hands. Breathing out, release towards the mat. Do that again, inhaling, lift, ground through the feet. Exhaling, release. One more, breathing in. Breathing out to release. As you inhale, push the floor away. And then breathing out, sit back towards your heels into an extended child's pose. Now inhaling, find all fours. Tucking your toes under, and when breathing out, extend the legs, downward facing dog. Inhaling, touch your knees to the mat. Untuck your toes. Breathe out, reach back to the heels, extended child's pose. Inhaling, all fours. Toes tuck under, breathe out, find a downward facing dog. Inhaling, knees to the mat. Untuck the toes, exhaling, extended child's pose. Last round as we stay in a downward facing dog. If down dogs feel too strong, please come back to the knees anytime. Walking out, maybe through the legs, maybe even through your arms. As you find a walk in your downward facing dog, bringing your feet now forwards towards the top end of the mat. Come into a waterfall. As you breathe in, lengthen your spine for a half lift. Breathe out and fold. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, fold. Go for 2 more. Keep everything just flowing, moving along with your breath. And after this last one, breathe in again, come to the edge of the waterfall, but bend your knees. And breathe out to roll yourself up into standing, taking the shoulders up and back as you're landing on your mat. So from here, we'll inhale to lift the arms out and up. Lowering your right arm down by your side, and at the same time bending into the side. Inhaling, lift that arm again. Exhaling, lower your left and bend a little to the left. Inhaling, lifting the arm. Right arm moves down as you're bending over to the side. Inhaling, lift. And again, left arm lowers as you're bending to the left. Once more, breathe in, lift. And maybe this one goes a bit deeper as the hip might push out towards the side. Inhaling, lift again. And once more to the left and maybe a bit deeper here too as the hip moves a bit across towards the side. Take a breath in, lifting both arms again. As you breathe out, now bend your right elbow. Let your fingertips touch somewhere behind the neck towards the space between the shoulder blades. Take a hold of the elbow with your left hand. Ground down firmly into the feet. Get active into the legs as you're breathing in. And on the elbows now, bending over towards the left-hand side. You might again push out through your hip. You might hold firmly onto the elbow, creating length in the back of the arm. This time, please bend your knees quite deeply. Roll the body over to the left and downwards. Then release your arms towards the mat. And breathe out to curl up slowly into standing. Please take your time when you're rising. As you breathe in, lifting the arms back up. Bending this time your left elbow, fingertips towards the back of the neck between the shoulder blades. Other hand might hold on to the elbow. Before you go anywhere, push down into the legs. Activate the legs, the feet, and then breathe out and bend over towards the right. And the hip might go in the opposite direction. Please feel into your body. Sides might be quite different. And once you're right over here in this extension, bend your knees quite deeply and start to roll over and down towards that side. Releasing once more into a forward bend. As you now take a breath in for a half lift, extending your spine forward. On your elbow, stepping your right foot back into a lunge. You might want to bend your back knee or even lower it to the floor. As you push into the legs, take a breath in and let your arms open out wide while you're opening your chest. And when breathing out, around your back as if you're diving forward, back knee is in a bend. Do that again. Breathe in, open your arms, wide circle, open your heart. When breathing out, round the back as if you're diving down and bend the back knee, get closer towards the floor. We'll do that once more. Breathe in to open. And the breath out as you're diving the body forward. Now this time, take a hold. Your hands come onto the floor. Extend out into the back heel. Find length through the back heel. If your knee wasn't on the ground, bring it down to the ground now. Untuck the toes as you've got your foot down flat. Again, push the floor away as you breathe in. Open your arms once more. This time, as you're breathing out, take your right arm underneath your left as you might embrace for eagle arms, or even touch the hands together. Let your shoulders relax down. Try and squeeze the arms a bit closer together and lift the elbows gently away from the chest. Find a steady gaze, point forward. If it is in your range of movement for today, then lift the elbows a lot and open your front again. This is only a choice. We'll all unwind the arms, taking a deep breath in, let the arms circle out and up and bring them all the way above the head. And when you're next exhaling, take your hands down onto the mat. Step your knee back to all fours. Breathe out and round into a cat. Breathe in, soften the elbows, lift your tail and your gaze. Exhale, return to the cat. Inhale, neutral spine, right arm is lifting as we're opening towards the side. On your out breath, thread the needle. On your in breath, lifting your arm again. On your out breath, land the hand towards the mat. As you breathe in, slide your hands forward while you're lowering your chest and head. Stay there for your out breath. While you inhale, bring now your weight forward into a kneeling plank. And as you exhale, lower onto the mat. Breathe in, find a cobra of your choice. Breathe out and release. Do that cobra movement one more time. Breathe in, ground through the feet while lifting. Exhale to release. Inhale, push your hands into the ground, all fours. As you exhale, come to extended child's pose. Take a breath in and return onto all fours. Tucking the toes under. Breath out, down dog. And begin to walk again. Move this down dog, pedal out through hands and feet. Finding a movement that feels right for your own body at this very moment. Maybe the hips are swinging too. And then walking the feet again towards the top end of the mat. Half lift as you breathe in. Exhaling to fold. Inhaling back to the half lift. This time bend your knees. And breathe out to roll up slowly into standing. Here, take a breath in, lifting the arms up, maybe also your gaze. As you're breathing out, let your right arm fall and bend over to the right hand side. Inhaling, lift the arm again. Repeating over to the left. Breathe in, lifting both arms again. Exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, coming to a half lift position, long spine. Stepping your left foot back as you're breathing out. Bend into the left knee or knee to the floor if you want some extra support. Push into the mat. Let's open the arms out wide. Open your heart on the inhalation. And then roll the shoulders and round the spine forward as if you're diving down. Bend your back knee, get close towards the floor. Inhaling, open. Exhaling, roll forward, reaching towards the ground. One more time, breathe in. And a breath out as you round forward, lowering and bending the back knee. Bring your hands then down onto the floor. If the knees off the ground, extend out into the heel for a deep runner's lunge. Then lower your knee to the mat. Untuck the toes and press again into the floor, opening the arms out wide as we did before, opening the heart. And this time take your left arm underneath the right. If you prefer, hug your shoulders, otherwise aiming to touch the palms of the hands together. Let your shoulders be relaxed and squeeze your arms against each other so they're quite firm. Steady your gaze, might be either side of your hands. And only if it feels right, start to lift to the elbows and bending backwards. To release, take a breath in and circle your arms out wide, reaching them back up towards the ceiling. And when breathing out, bring your hands down either side of the front foot, stepping your knee back to an all-four stance. While you inhale, soften your elbows, lift your tail and gaze. And when breathing out, round into the back. Inhaling to find your neutral spine and to lift your left arm. As you breathe out, thread the needle. Breathing in, lifting the arm again. Exhale, lower the hand to the mat. As you inhale, slide your hands forward, lower your chest and head for Anahadasana. Stay there, breathing out. As you inhale, then start moving forward into a kneeling plank. On your elbows, lower down onto the mat. Inhaling, cobra of your choice. Exhaling, release it. Inhaling, all fours. Breathe out into extended child's pose. Pause here. Allow yourself to become soft. Maybe even your arms are changing position. Allow yourself just to breathe for now. And oftentimes when the flow is continuous in the physical practice, the flow of breath kind of slips our mind. Can you return to this flow? The flow of a breath in and out of the nose. The movement it creates when it expands from belly to ribs to collarbones, how it might press down into the thighs and create sensations. Allow yourself to be with this breath for 2 more. Before you then inhale to all fours again, tucking the toes under, and your out breath takes you to down dog. Same as in all the previous down dogs, you might choose to move it. Walking your feet then to the top end of the mat. A breath in here as you lengthen your spine out to the front into half lift, and breathing out to fold. While you inhale, lengthen the spine forward again. Bend your knees and breathe out to roll up slowly into standing. Take the shoulders back and down. And take a breath in to lift your arms out and up. Bending your right elbow once more, reach with your fingertips towards the shoulder blades. Take a hold of this elbow, ground down into the feet, activate through your legs. And when exhaling, bend over towards the left. Keep a firm hold of the elbow. If possible, the hip might go in the other direction. We'll release that by bending the knees quite deeply. Roll over towards that side as you're curling in. On a breath in from here, now lift your arms and your right knee. Let the hands come to the heart as you step back for a warrior one stance. So the whole foot might land onto the floor as we've got a slight gap between the feet. Let's take a breath in, reach the arms out and open through the heart. As you're exhaling, taking your left arm underneath the right, we're repeating the eagle arms. Again, squeeze the arms together. An option to lift to the elbows and find an opening. To release that, unwind your arms. Breathe in a full arm circle up towards the ceiling. Then bending your right elbow again. Take a hold of this elbow. Now I invite you to feel deeply into both of the feet and imagine you can pull them in towards each other while you're drawing your lower rib cage in towards the front of the spine, so the spine comes more into neutral, and then breathe out and bend over towards the left. We will release this by pushing the back heel off the ground. So you can roll your elbow in and down, releasing the hands towards the floor. Take a breath in and step the foot forward. Find a half lift position at the front of your mat. And breathe out into full forward bend. And I invite you to stay here for a few breaths. You can choose to just leave your arms hanging here. You can choose a pestle grip of the big toes. You could hold onto your elbow. Shifting the weight slightly forward now within the feet, so we're creating some length over the back line of the body. If you're holding onto something, release the hold. Engage into your base and breathe out to start rolling up into standing. Take the shoulders up and back. And as you next inhale, reaching the arms out and up again. Bending this time your left elbow. Reach with your fingers towards the space between the shoulder blades. Take a hold of the other elbow. Ground down onto your feet and activate your legs. And as you next exhale, bend over to your right. And again, the hip might push out in the opposite direction. To release from the pose, bend your knees quite deeply, curling in towards the side as you release your arms. Pushing into the feet as you breathe in, lift your arms and your left knee. Bringing your hands down to your heart as you step into Warrior One. Please try and find the space again as you're standing, a little bit of a gap between the feet, both feet firmly onto the mat rather than the lunge, grounding down. Back foot is in a slight angle so the hips can easily turn forward. From this place, take a breath in and open your arms out wide. Bringing now your right arm underneath the left. Winding the arms up, relax the shoulders down. Lifting again as you squeeze the arms together. Your choice of reaching up into a back bend. To release the back bend, inhale, full arm circle, arms reaching upwards again, now bending your left elbow. Reaching again for the elbow, fingertips pointing down behind your back. Think about your feet first. Push them in towards each other, switching on your foundation completely. Lower rib cage draws in towards the front of the spine. From there, maybe on your next out-breath, bending towards your right. And then as we release, rolling again, your elbow down and in. Let your hands touch towards the floor. Push the back foot forward, come into a half lift at the front of your mat. And breathe out again into full standing forward bend. Now you've got basically the same choices. If you feel a little bit warmer though, there's an extra choice of sliding your hands underneath your feet so that your toes can tickle your wrists. And you could lean the weight forward in towards the wrist. Your head would be low, but you're aiming to lift the tailbone upwards, however much that is possible. Noticing if this choice is for you or it isn't. The other ones are still available. Stay with the standing forward bend, 3 breaths. After the 3rd breath, release the hands. Wait for an exhalation and again take your time to roll up into standing. Lift the shoulders, roll them back and down as you come into mountain pose. From here, I will guide you into a stacked balance. You can stay with this balance in any shape or form. If you're falling out of it, try and stack it again. What's the game called? Jenga? We're not pulling out anything in between, but we're trying to stack ourselves up. So while you're standing here, start to feel the feet. And you might rock a little bit forward and backwards over the feet so you get that feeling of the ground's really there to support you. We begin with the right leg lifting, so shift the weight towards the left foot. I recommend to lift the arms out as you're lifting your right knee. Now bend your left knee. Take your heel and just stack it, not onto the knee, just slightly above the knee. Keep flexing the foot so the toes are drawing back up towards your knee. You can stay here, so standing leg is a little bit bent. Or you're taking your left elbow and you're placing that just above the right knee. And your hand might come open so you can rest your chin into. If this feels this is how far you want to go, you might take your other hand into the side of the waist. If you think you can do more, step the other elbow in and repeat the hand, now resting your chin into the right hand. Pause. As we unwind it, circle your arms up, lift your knee, land through the foot, and release your arms down. Now take a couple of deep breaths, any movement welcome. And then steady yourself again. Return to mountain pose, straight forward gaze. Find your feet again anchored into the floor while you begin to shift your weight to the right foot. When you breathe in, lift your arms out and lift your left knee. Please do take your time. You've now experienced one side. Bend into the standing knee. Place the heel just above the knee against your leg. Keep pulling your toes up towards the knee. That's your left side. We're in the stack halfway through. Your next choice, opposite elbow onto the thigh, chin into the hand. Perfect one to stay in, as you might do so, left hand into the side of the waist if you can find the balance. If you want to balance more, stack another elbow into the hand and rest the chin into the left hand. Hold. To release, all arms circle, lift the left knee, land the foot, and release the hands down right in front of your heart space. Maybe the thumbs are gently touching that heart space. Stand here, feet apart, mountain pose, close the eyes. Allow yourself just to breathe, to be in contact with the physical body. Thumbs might transmit the beating of the heart into the hands. Allow yourself to return to deep, full breathing. Letting go of the challenge of balancing. Feel yourself as the mountain, grounded through the feet. Steady, tall. When you next inhale, extend your arms up, maybe lifting the gaze. And as you soften the knees, breathe out and just fold back down towards the ground. Inhaling a half lift here. And then take a breath out to come to sit. Now, I really encourage you when we're sitting down now to become comfortable. I'm reaching for everything that I had put on before, and you might do the same. So please dress yourself up warmly. We're going through one breathing practice before going into Savasana pose, which also means pull every support in by your side that you might need to sit comfortably as well as lying down comfortably. So that could be bolsters if you are fortunate and have some. It might just simply be cushions and blankets that you need. For the breathing technique today, there's not much to see. I taught a class yesterday morning very early at 6 o'clock. And when I came out of this class, one of the teachers that I'm connected to over Facebook, she actually sits in Bendigo, was beautifully teaching Brahmari. And I thought, oh yes, I want to do more of that. And I hope you feel the same. It's a wonderful technique that connects really everything in the body. And as we're creating a vibration with it as well, you can feel the physical body vibrating in certain parts of it. It is also said to be really beneficial for the nervous system, helps with inflammation. So it goes along with the color purple quite beautifully. It is very simple to do in an easy form. If you prefer to lock up your ears, you can do so. You can even close your eyes, maybe even your mouth. Please do leave your nose open. But if you just want to simply experience, the hands can rest. The hands can rest anywhere where they're feeling comfortable. It is important that the spine is upright. If you are troubled seated on the floor like this, why not lean against the wall? You might have one close by. To begin with, close the eyes. Notice that your breath is flowing, nothing else at this stage. Just feeling the breath in and out of the nose. You don't have to worry about the sound that you're making, even though there might be other people in your place. The sound is just a humming sound. As you breathe out, the in-breath will leave sound free. We'll breathe softly but fully in through the nose, and then we're humming the breath out. I will join you with this technique. I will also count, and I will tell you once we reach towards the last round. And at the end, I invite you to just stay seated and experience whatever that might have changed or brought up within you. Let's begin by breathing in. One more. Even feel, notice where the vibrations were, how the body is feeling, breath, mind. And I invite you from here, maybe without even opening the eyes, to find your way down onto your mat, to come to rest in Savasana pose. Please do support yourself as much as you need to. You hopefully have everything close by that you need to be comfortable. As you come to lie down then on your back, if possible, let your legs come out. If you need to have your knees bent, that's perfectly fine too. Let the arms fall away from the body. As you come to rest there, feel the body softening, as if it was draping itself onto the floor around your support. Bringing awareness into the feet, the toes. Notice that maybe parts of the feet are in contact with the ground. Before you move your awareness up your legs, to your knees, and into your thighs. Arriving within the pelvis, feeling the buttocks melting into the floor. And let the mind travel up the back, exploring the curve that might be there or the flattening through bent knees. Bring awareness down into the fingers and into the hands. Notice if there's parts of them touching the ground. Before you bring your awareness through the arms, into the elbows, your upper arms, and into the shoulders. Feeling the shoulders softening towards the ground. Take your awareness now into the back of the neck, the back of the head, the crown of the head towards the forehead. Allow your whole forehead, the whole face to soften. Bringing softness also into your jaw. Let the jaw relax. Before you come to the throat, down to the chest. Maybe you can feel your heart beating, the lungs expanding. Maybe you can feel this breath, not just in the chest, but also in the belly. There's a gentle rise and fall of the belly. Allowing yourself to stay in a physically relaxed state. And if you would like to, you can bring back the color purple. You might even choose to imagine a purple colored candle in front of your eyes, bringing your attention to this candle. Become aware now of any negative thoughts or feelings you are experiencing. As you burn the candle, say each negative thought, imagining it being consumed by the flame of the candle. Then repeat the following statement. Divine intelligence, please delete this negative thought from my mind, body, and energy field. Now focus on creating a positive state of mind. Say positive affirmations, which can help you feel more inspired and peaceful in your life. Then repeat, Divine Spirit, please install thoughts and feelings of clarity, peace, and gratitude. Releasing the image of the flame. Returning to the awareness of your body resting. Noticing the breath again as it gently rocks the belly. And maybe allow your breath to deepen into the abdomen. You might then choose to start moving gently or stretching. Taking your time to find your way, maybe to roll over onto your side before you arrive in a seated position. I invite you in this seated position to close the eyes again and to bring the hands together gently in front of the chest. Thumbs might lightly touch the sternum once more. Take a moment to connect to this purple energy that we've been working with throughout the practice, so that we are able to cultivate within ourselves. And from this place of clarity and positivity, We will extend to each other. Namaste.